Welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Florida Panthers at Toronto Maple Leafs. Stanley Cup playoffs, round 2, game 2. Florida leads 1-0 the series. Toronto trying to tie it back up tonight at the Air Canada Centre at Scotiabank Arena. Toronto played well during game 1. Just a couple of mistakes cost them that game, but they were dummying the Panthers in the offensive zone. Bobrovsky just didn't let anything up. Can the Leafs score on him? That's the big question. And can they score power play goals? That's another big question because they're going to get power plays. They will. How are we doing, Winvo? They will get power plays. Question is, will they score on them? I saw. Another 45, or not another 45, 20 per period. Doing hockey tonight. How we doing, Blitzo? Yes, this is hockey. Yes. If you didn't look at the thumbnail, yes, it is hockey. How we doing, Rory? Saturday is when TFC plays. Then there's another hockey game on Sunday. I could have done the Marlies tomorrow as well, but I have to do the Champions League semifinal recap. So there's that. How we doing, Rory? Who retires next? I don't know. Omar Gonzalez. I mean, it's got to be close to time. Love the lines Keefe has created. Hopefully, he keeps them consistent. All I hope is the fourth line isn't going against Tkachuk's line. That's all I'm hoping because it didn't work out game 1. They're not a shutdown line. Kampf is not a shutdown center. You have O'Reilly. Why not have O'Reilly shut them down? But other than that, Matthew Nyes still in the lineup. Bunting's playing pretty well as he's came back in this series. Florida's not really on him like Tampa was, and luckily we didn't get Boston, so we don't have to worry about Bunting being a liability at times. We'll see what happens with the Carolina series, because Carolina looks like, if the Leafs get there, it looks like Carolina's about to whip up on the Devils, so there's that. Then we'll look at the West. They put in Lafferty for Zach Aston Reese, move Kerfoot back to the left. Oh, I agree with that. I think Lafferty is better for this series. I think against Tampa, I don't think so. But against Florida, I think Lafferty is the guy there. Line 3 or 1 versus Tkachuk. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. That game 1, that didn't help. And hopefully Brody and McCabe is a better pairing tonight. They play better. That's all I really got to ask for, I think. And Gonzalez runs like he's 60. So, he's been doing that for years. But, again, Willie better be awake tonight. I think he will be. Personally, the offense, when they were actually in the zone, they were hemming the Panthers. Bobrovsky made a lot of saves. Offensively, that doesn't worry me. What worries me is the defensive mistakes that happened in the first game that led to the 4 goals against, and Bobrovsky being in net. But other than that, I'm not really worried about the offense. I think Willie could be better. Marner could be better. Matthews is Matthews. Nyes is amazing. Tavares is playing well. O'Reilly, I would want him to be better, but he's kind of a two-way center. But I know O'Reilly could show up when he needs to, because I remember 2019, at least my second favorite teams won a Stanley Cup. Hopefully my first favorite team could do it this year. But O'Reilly, it'd be nice to see O'Reilly have a ring for both. But, I think he could do better. Create traffic and shot pepper Bobrovsky. Don't try to overpass. Yeah, that I agree with. I think this is a bit different than Vasilevsky. Of course, Bobrovsky is probably the best goalie they've faced so far. But I think the tips would work, but I think they have to take their shots. I think, as you could see from games against Tampa, even though they did take their shots and take tips, they definitely took their sweet time. You can't do that. You have to just take the shot. Hopefully you catch them off guard. Hopefully the screen helps. Or maybe you get there in tight like Nyes did and see what happens there. But again, I mean, Nyes spinning and popping that one in wasn't exactly something that's going to happen every game. So, but at least he got his goal. I think Matthew Nyes, honestly, he's damn good. Matthew Nyes is what we thought Nick Robertson was going to be. No joke. I know Robertson is hurt, but still. Matthew Nyes is what we thought Robertson was going to be. I mean, they both have room on the team. At least next year, but they both have room. I did not see that, no. Paredes played incredible, giving a lot more freedom for Evander. I like it. Talking about the Timbers there, yeah, I agree with that. Big young player in Uruguay. Alvarez, Penarol. Familiar, but not completely. But hey, good move to Sassuolo. But game's about to start. 5 minutes till puck drop. They'll play the anthems and they'll be on their way. Hey, Ron, just watched a video where these two guys did an experiment where one guy was in the stadium, the other called him on FaceTime to see how delayed live TV is, and it was between 7 to 8 seconds. I mean, that makes sense because, I mean, there's a 7-second delay. Now, do you really need that for sports? I'm not so sure, but, I mean, there's always a 7-second delay on live TV, so yeah. Okay, there we go. As of now, to start off this game, Augustine Alvarez, yeah. To start off this game, for Florida, it'll be Bobrovsky, Montour, and Stalls, the D-men. Kachuk, Bennett, Cousins to start off for Florida. For the Leafs, it'll be Samsonov, Jake McCabe, TJ Brody, Achari, O'Reilly, and Nyes to start off. Okay, so we're starting with our third line. Okay, all right. All right. So it's shutdown line versus Florida's chaos line. Technically Florida's second line, so we're going with the blender, isn't we? Both teams, I should say. The blender is out. The blender is out. Anthems are being played here. I think it is Jordan Stahl. Let me check. I think it is. Florida. No, it's Mark Stahl. Mark Stahl, I thought, yeah. Isn't Jordan a forward, actually? Mark Stahl. Eric and Mark. Yeah. I was like, yeah. Isn't Jordan a forward? I wonder if they're all brothers. Or Jordan's brothers to Mark. I wonder. Or at least related. They are. I get them confused anyway. This will be an interesting start. Nye's out with O'Reilly. I guess shut down line, but O'Reilly. I guess Nyes is for offense there. Bobrovsky starting for Florida. 6 games this postseason, 4-1 record, 3.58 goals against, .901 save percentage. Ilya Samsonov, 7 games, 4-3, 3.29 goals against average, .894 save percentage. Yeah, true. Florida wearing their white with red and gold stripes, hoop stripes. Leafs wearing blue and white, of course. Starting off this game. Puck drop, O'Reilly. Looks like the Leafs win the draw early on here. Behind the net, Samsonov. Ooh. Not a good start. Behind the net once again in the trapezoid. Puck battle here, McCabe from Brody, and he almost gives it away. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying I want to see it happen. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they play offensively well but give away 3 and they can't score because Bobrovsky's on a heater. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Shen plays to Riley. Luckily enough, Matthews gets it away. Bunting, Riley, they've definitely went with the blender for sure. Stanley Cup playoffs, 33 of 53 games have been won by the road team. And the Leafs definitely did a lot of that work. Shot, save by Bobrovsky. 3 of the 4 Leafs wins in round 1 were on the road. They only won 1 game in Toronto out of 3. And so far, they've only won 1 game in Toronto out of 4 this whole playoff. So maybe their good record in Florida will stay intact, but let's see what happens here in Toronto tonight. Can they make that 2 out of 5? Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. Tavares to take. They'll set up again. They're sending Tavares out of the circle for Yarncroke. Florida wins the draw, which not surprising since Yarncroke got sent in. Tavares, puck played forward into the neutral zone. Wheels it round. Liljegren. Behind the net, that is a icing. Defensive face-off for the Leafs. Ay. Carter Verhaeghe, coaching insights. 32 games with Florida, 8 with Tampa, 11 goals, 6 game-winning goals, 3 overtime goals with the Panthers, 2 series-winning overtime goals, Washington and Boston. 6 goals in 6 games for Samsonov. So I guess Verhaeghe's going to score tonight at some point, is what they're trying to say. Shen. Nice defensive play by Luke Shen, the prodigal son who is back. Lafferty behind the net. Kampf. Kerfoot. Oh. Shen. Plays forward. Shot. Tip. Goal! 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 Alexander Kerfoot puts one in off the rebound. It's 1-0 Toronto. Kerfoot scored. Alex Kerfoot. Alexander Kerfoot puts one in. Beautiful rebound. Plays it through. Riley behind the net to Shen. Shen plays it on. Rebound down from Kampf to Kerfoot. Pops it over Bobrovsky. Goal! Taps it in. Beautiful. Alexander Kerfoot. Wow. Early on. 1-0. 17 minutes. Kerfoot with one. Oh, boy. Man, that's what you want to see. Alexander Kerfoot is second of the season, or the playoff. Luke Shen with the assist. Kerfoot. Kerfoot, goal. Shen with the assist because he played it on. Beautiful shot as well. 17-40. Shot. Oh, Bobrovsky with a save. 2:20 into the first. Kerfoot scores. 2:20. Beautiful. 1-0 Leafs. Good start. That's what you want. Now, just hold on. But Leafs are hemming the Panthers in their own zone. They are hemming the Panthers in the offensive zone again. Luckily, something came off of it early, unlike game one, even though they had 2 power plays, which they should have scored on both. So far, offensive zone face-off once again for the Leafs. Tavares, but the Panthers win it. I'm behind you, Ryan. Well, okay. Manchester United lost to Brighton 1-0. Didn't McAllister score the goal? Alexis McAllister? 3 shots to 0. Let's go. Hem them. The Leafs are hemming the Florida Panthers in their own zone. This is what you want. Just like game one, it's still the same. It is still the same. Again, this is what you want to see. Because look at this. The Leafs are perfectly playing offensively. It's the defense that sort of killed them. And Bobrovsky being Bobrovsky. Riley also has a secondary assist there. He did put it behind the net, but Shen did most of the work. And luckily, the rebound didn't fall for Kampf, but Kerfoot was right there. Matthews, again, the Leafs putting shots on. This is what you want to see. Yankees falling. Are the Leafs winning? Yes, 1-0. So as of now, the series will be tied if this holds, which there's still 55 minutes left in this game, if not overtime. Oh, no. Here's a shot. Marner wheels around the net. Sticked away and skated away. Slapped down. Bunting shot. Save by Bobrovsky. Marner puts one on. Bobrovsky right there. 5-2 on shots. Red Sox all day, baby. They're doing pretty good, actually. They're doing pretty good. They had a good series against the Jays, so I'll give them their flowers. The AL East will be a bloodbath this year. But the Jays are still in a playoff spot, so I'm okay with it. Go Leafs. Damn right. Tavares doesn't win the faceoff, falls back. And there's a rush here. Behind the net, Liljegren clears. Back in the trapezoid. Giordano trying to defend it. Liljegren, puck battle, wins it. Still with Florida, though, or back to Florida. Heavy defense against the walls. Nylander flicks it up to center to at least clear. Yarncrook. Nice offside, but Tavares keeps it. I know it's early, but still. Most points by defensive D-men for the Leafs. Tim Horton in 1962 with 11. Morgan Rielly with 10 this year, and still 2 rounds to go. McCabe plays on. Jake McCabe. Yarncrook tripped. You got to call that. They will. Leafs get a power play. Yarncrook tripped. Or was Kerfoot actually? My bad. Kerfoot was tripped. Kerfoot tripped. Kerfoot was the one that was tripped. My bad. Kerfoot tripped. You have to call that. That's a stone wall. That's a penalty. Power play for the Leafs. Can they score? Make it 2-0. Kerfoot gets the goal. Draws a penalty. That's a good first 5 minutes, isn't it? O'Reilly to take this face-off. Tavares on. Rielly. Rielly at the blue line. Wheels it round. Rielly still. Marner. Plays on. Tavares. Marner. Shot. Save. O'Reilly. Morgan Rielly. Marner. Still Marner. Plays it to O'Reilly. Tap. Missed. 1:38 left. Marner. Tips it in. Shot. Goal. Ryan O'Reilly. 2-0. Ryan O'Reilly scores. 2-0 Leafs. The St. Louis legend scores for the Leafs. He knows how to win a Stanley Cup. Can he do it again? I was happy when he did it the first time. Let's see if he can do it again. O'Reilly on the power play. What injured finger? Marner plays it over O'Reilly. Far side. Yes. 2-0 Leafs. His third of the playoffs, Ryan O'Reilly. Unassisted. Goal, goal. 2-0 Leafs. 5:10 in the first. 5:10 gone in the first. The Leafs are up 2-0. I would not complain one bit. Because that means we win. Because we already have 2. I would not complain one bit. You know what? Leon, you win the CCL, the Leafs win the Stanley Cup. I'm going to be happy with it. I'm going to be happy with it because let's be honest. If you win the CCL, that means the Leafs are winning the Stanley Cup because, you know, we understand our struggles. We understand each other's struggles. Power play over. 14-16 left in the first. Oh, what a shot by Brody. He tried to take it himself. They say Marner and Matthews with the assists. I mean, yeah, Marner put it on, so it is a Marner assist. Hold on. I mean, that makes sense. I don't know why I believed unassisted. Delayed penalty. Florida will go on the power play. Florida will go on the power play. Oh, wait. No, that means... No, the Leafs will go on the power play once again. Shot. Tavares brought down. They're going on the power play once again, the Leafs. Euros. I like the Euro qualifiers. I think the extra round in Africa is a little bit too much. I think it should be like 5 group winners or whatever. Honestly. But then again, with a bigger World Cup, I need to see all the formats for the bigger World Cup, to be honest. I need to see all the formats before I make my thoughts known. Again, the Leafs are on another power play already. This is going to be a massacre. This will be a massacre by the end of this. The Leafs are on fire right now. Another power play for the Leafs. Delayed penalty. They almost scored on the delayed penalty like the Panthers did last night. Not last night, 2 nights ago. But this is going to be a freaking massacre. As it should be. Game 1 should have been a massacre, but Bobrovsky kept them in it. But we took 2 goals already. The more you score, the more it's just going to end this game. The more they're going to take the wind out of the Panthers' sails. Rightfully so, all right? Rightfully so. The Leafs should win this series. Like, I'm not mad they lost game 1. They played pretty well. The underlying numbers, the underlying situations, sometimes it doesn't bounce your way, and that's exactly what game 1 was. Should this be a gentleman's sweep through the rest of the series? You bet your ass. And it looks like it's going to go that way. It looks like it's going to go that way. 13:37 left in the period. Nyes taken down. Yeah, that's an illegal check to the head. That's got to be an illegal check to the head. At least boarding, at the very least. Elbow, illegal check. They probably went elbowing if it's a minor. It's a 2-minute minor for Tkachuk. Yeah, they probably went elbowing, didn't they? Probably went elbowing. Charging. There was at least an elbow there, okay? There was at least an elbow there. You could have went multiple ways. You could have went illegal check to the head. You could have went elbow and they went charging. 60 minutes. 20-minute periods. 3 20-minute periods. 60 minutes in all. 15-minute intermissions. And then in the playoffs, if they go to overtime, it's a 20-minute overtime or until the first goal is scored. Plays behind the net. Marner. Already got an assist. Can he score? O'Reilly, Tavares, Marner, Matthews. Shot! Save by Bobrovsky. Matthews, Riley, Marner, Tavares, O'Reilly are on the ice for the Leafs on this power play. But tonight, I don't think overtime's going to matter. I don't think we're going to need overtime tonight. I don't think so. 1 assist for Shen, 7 for Riley, 2 goals for Kerfoot, 3 goals for O'Reilly, Marner 10 assists, Matthews 6. Jesus. 1:41 left in the power play. Tavares, John Tavares, plays back to Riley at the blue line. Morgan Riley to Matthews. Matthews with a banger. A clapper, can't get it through. Matthews. Shot! Save off the blocker. That'll be frozen. Bobrovsky's helmet came off. Well, I mean, technically, if you go through a full overtime, that would be 80 minutes. So, you know, if you go through half of a second overtime, you could go 90 minutes. Like, arguably, you could. You could have 2 5-on-5 overtimes, and half of that second overtime before the goal is scored, it's 90 minutes. You could go. In the playoffs, you could go 90 minutes. I remember back when I was in high school, and it was Carolina, and they were playing a double overtime game, and I was studying for finals. I don't remember what year it was. It was either 18 or 19. It was either my grade 11 or grade 12 year. I was studying for finals, and I was watching Carolina play, and they were playing a double overtime game as I was doing that. I remember that so vividly. So, no, there can be double overtime games. 1 goal in overtime. The goal score in overtime wins the game. It's a golden goal. Overtime is golden goal. Plays through, shot! Save by Bobrovsky. So if it's tied, the first team to score wins the game. And if there's no goals in the first 20 minutes, there's another intermission, a double overtime. If, again, there's possibility. But Winvo probably remembers what game I'm talking about. Milwaukee's dismissed Coach Bud after being eliminated by the Heat. Yeah, after that, he deserves to. 1:09 left in the power play. 12:45 left in the period. Bobrovsky just looking around his crease. Ekblad all alone. Shot save, Samsonov. Slowly plays it back on. No shootouts in the playoffs. No, only in the regular season. And for some reason, some of the IHHF finals. But shot blocked away by Ekblad. Tavares in the regular season. But again, 5-minute 3-on-3 in the regular season as well. So the rules change in the playoffs. You have a full period of 20-minute 5-on-5 overtime in the playoffs. If there's no goals, they have another overtime period. Marner, wheels, shot, blocked still with the Leafs. 18 seconds. They're 1-for-1 on the power play. Looks like they'll be 1-for-2. But again, I've seen the Hurricanes final. So if a team scores a goal the first minute, it's over in overtime. Yes. Now, that's the one thing that doesn't change in either season. If there's a goal scored in overtime, the game's over. Whether it's 5-on-5, 3-on-3, 5 minutes, or 5-on-5, 20 minutes. Whenever a goal is scored, game's over. In the regular season, 3-on-3, 5-minute overtime, if there's no goals in 5 minutes, 3-on-3, which there is a lot of 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, 5-minute goals because a lot more ice. You go to a shootout. Playoffs, you play until there's a goal. But there are intermissions between each overtime. I don't know why they changed the rules. It makes no sense. But, I guess regular season, you're playing 82 games. They don't want you to play a 20-minute overtime. This is why soccer will never have golden goal again. Honestly, I think that's the argument for having golden goal, honestly. But okay. Kampf, wheels around the net. But honestly, it does make sense that overtimes in the regular season are 5 minutes, 3-on-3, and the playoffs are full-on 5-on-5 hockey for another 20-minute period, or at least until a goal is scored. But you could go another 20 minutes. Nice. Excuse me. McCabe. Nice. Oh, nice shot, but a little bit too wide. $10.24. Touchdown, says Dr. Negative. PlayStation. 10 minutes left in the first. 50 minutes to go left in this game. Oh, look, Radko Gudas. I wonder where those Gudas stands are. Remember Game 5? Those Gudas stands? Kerfoot. Okay, that was just stupid. Hit across the boards from Morgan Riley. Shen. And that will be a stoppage of play. That could be a charge on Giordano or charge on Florida on Giordano. Achari gets hit. Lafferty, some big hits here from multiple players. Offensive zone face-off, 5-on-5. Matthews to take the face-off, 9:38. They take him out the circle. Bunting to take the face-off. 11 hits to 5. Florida has been very, very physical throughout this game. 9:29. Shen around the boards. Oh, what a hit by Luke Shen. Bunting chases the puck. Puck battle. Leafs onside. Giordano shot saved by Bobrovsky. And there's a fight at the net as well. Bunting You know what? Ansu Fati to Wolves, I think that's actually a good transfer. I think Ansu Fati has not played that well at Barcelona. I think things have not gone his way. I think he needs a change of scenery, and I think Wolves would be great for him. He still has a lot of potential. I think he would be great for Wolves under Lopetegui. So, I think it's a good move. I don't think Fati has gotten the career at Barcelona that people would have thought he was going to get when he debuted. So, as of now, I think personally, yes. I think he should go to Wolves. I think he needs that change of scenery. He needs a place where he is that guy. He's an undisputed starter because if he's going to be an undisputed starter for at least a couple of months because of his potential. We've seen flashes. If he has a place where his potential could be built and honored, I think it would be great for him. So, yes, I think that's a good move. Fati to Wolves, I think that's a good move. 2-0 Leafs at this stoppage of play with 9:20 left in the first. Oh, there's the 2006 Stanley Cup for the Hurricanes. Devils won it before. Habs, Islanders, Bruins, Leafs in 67. It was a plane. A fighter pilot, probably. B-17 bomber. B-17 bomber. 9:05 left in the period. Two-plus goals in the first period for the third time this postseason for the Leafs. And they needed it. Play starting back once again here. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. Tavares to take the face off after the puck was frozen. Face off. Takes the face off. Leafs win it. Nylander loses the puck. Giordano loses the puck battle. Rushed by the Florida Panthers. Behind the net. Goal! There's a goal for the Florida Panthers. It's 2-1. Lundell puts it in. 8:47. Very close to Scott Air Force Base. Bad giveaway. Lundell behind the net. Samsonov wasn't watching. Lindell gets to it. Pass to him from behind the net. Samsonov wasn't watching. Bad one to allow, but the Panthers get back in it. They get one back. 8:47. Anton Lundell, Reinhart with the assist. $11:13 left in the first. Beat the Panthers. So far, they are 13 shots to 4, but they just let a bad one in. Neymar to Newcastle. I can see it. Cody. Lundell scores, putting that one away. Brody behind the net. Riley, Kerfoot. Behind the net, but Lafferty was chasing. 7:45 left in the period. See, the types of goals that the Florida Panthers could easily score, but Samsonov wasn't watching. 7-1 to the Red Sox. The Red Sox have been playing the Jays well. They have been. .713. Anton Lundell is first of the playoffs. Bunting causing a defensive. Here's a break shot. Save. Bobrovsky with a save. 6:57. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. DirecTV is losing its mind. 6:57. There will be a face-off here. But the Leafs almost score a third. 3 goals in the first period. We could see 4. 14 shots to 4. The Leafs are dominating, but that bad giveaway, or at least that bad defensive play. Florida forced a mistake. And there you go. McCabe. Montour. But the Leafs are still dominating in the offensive zone. But 2-1 does not feel as comfortable as 2-0. 6:20 left in the period. The Leafs getting a charge put against them. Save! Shot blocked past the post. 6:02, 5 shots to 14, 6 minutes left in the period. Leafs changing. Now they carry it up the ice. Long puck. Switch of play. Ekblad carries. And here's save by Samsonov. He dives and saves. What a save by Ilya Samsonov. He's been damn good. Giordano. Shot! Blocked away, tipped back, cleared. Carlson, Makar, Fox, finalists for the Norris. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Almost causes a mistake, but Matthew Nyes gets on the puck. They carry forward. O'Reilly, Nyes, O'Reilly. That'll be cleared. 4:52. Nyes at center. Plays it in. 4:40. Leafs lead 2-1. With another 44 and a half minutes to go in this game. Saved by Samsonov. He will freeze it. There will be a face-off. Defensive zone face-off for the Leafs. Or Florida versus the Leafs. So far, though, 2-1. I can't complain. Big save by Samsonov, though, to keep the Leafs in the lead. .427 left. Sammy's had a big game so far. He has 15 shots to 7 so far in this game. Leafs riding. Hit that like button. Let's get this one going. And we'll keep it pushing. Samsonov, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Let's just say the Leafs do win the Cup this year. Who would have thought Samsonov was going to be the goalie? Like, we went through all these goalies. Freddie Anderson, James Reimer, Jonathan Bernier. They did make the playoffs before. It counts. Jack Campbell. Kazimir Kaskisuo. Murray. David Riddick. And it's going to be Ilya Samsonov is the final one game. If we're talking about CCL, no, it's 2 legs. If we're talking about the Stanley Cup final, it's another 7-game series. Paul Maurice, the Florida Panthers head coach, formerly did coach the Leafs back in the day. Almost got them to the playoffs in the late 2000s. Missed by a point. And Paul Maurice is still up to his complaining about the referees' tactics as he was back in the day. Classic Paul Maurice. Well, if the final was 1 game, shot blocked away. Here's the thing about hockey. There's a lot of variance in hockey. I mean, hell, the Panthers were able to take a game off the Leafs, and they still can win this one. You want a team like the Florida Panthers to win the Stanley Cup? Make the Stanley Cup final a 1-game final. I don't think that's fair. A 7-game series is right in hockey because the way it's just like baseball, if we're being honest. Basketball, the better team normally will win a 7-game series. Hell, they'll probably normally win a 1-game, 3-game series. I don't think basketball needs 7-game series. The better team will always win. There's not really many upsets. Marner, 3-11. Hockey, though, plays back. Riley. .258. But basketball, they don't need 7-game series. But baseball and hockey, they do. Baseball and hockey are very variant. Florida took a game off the Leafs when the Leafs still dominated them in game 1. If you have a 1-game playoff in hockey, you may get a team that doesn't deserve to win, deserving to win. You have to have 7 games. Because let's just say this was a 1-game playoff. Florida would have beat the Leafs. Hell, Tampa would have beat the Leafs in round 1 if that was a 1-game playoff. So, but Tampa's a lot more deserving than Florida, but you get my point. You could be the better team and still end up losing because the goalie stands on his head and you get a game stole from you. You could have a bad night that you normally don't have and you lose. Hockey's a very variable game. Which, I mean, football is the same way. I'm not saying there should be 7-game series in football. I think that's a bit too much. Hell, I think best of 3 is, but there should be. If it's a knockout tournament, I think multiple games is fair. I think a 2-legged series is fair, especially if it's a knockout tournament, because again, you don't want 1 game deciding your fate when you are the way better team. Now, was I fine with it when TFC made that run in 2019? Yeah, I did. Do I think we should have beat that New York team? No. Do I think we should have beat that Atlanta team? No. But they did. 2-11. But again, I think, yeah, the 1-game playoffs are fun. But Is it as fair as a two-legged tie? No. Do I think the best of three is overdoing it? Yes. Face-off, 2-11. But you realize how football is so variable? Times that by 100 for hockey. May have a smaller net, but it's a lot faster. Basically, if futsal was a professional sport, think of it like that. Think of hockey like futsal on ice. And you'll start to realize. 140. Kerfoot. Or if you've watched lacrosse, it's pretty much hockey meets football, but more hockey-ish. That's the way I understand it. 133 left in the period. I do like lacrosse. Because Americanized sports, that's why. I mean, yeah, I understand the entertainment portion, but when your team gets jobbed in a one-leg playoff, you kind of get a little bit salty. Sort of like 2020. TFC versus Nashville. I've seen my team job others, and I've seen them get jobbed. 118. So, I get MLS Cup being one game. I think that's right. Again, the UEFA Champions League Finals, one game. But guess what's leading up to that? Two-legged ties and a group stage. Finals being one game is okay, at least in football. 118 left in the period. 2-1. Leafs win the draw in the defensive zone. McCabe plays it up, and that's another icing. That'll be another draw. 110. Seattle plays game 2 against Dallas tonight. Carolina and Vegas play their game 2s. Actually, Carolina plays their game 2 on Friday. Saturday's Oilers, Knights. Then Sunday, the Leafs play their game 3. And Carolina and New Jersey play their game 3. Shen plays forward, 103. The ref gets on the boards. 58 seconds left in the period. Leafs still have the attack. They have the puck back. McCabe. 50 seconds. "44 seconds. "36 seconds. 2-1 Leafs. "25 seconds. Save. That'll be another draw. 18-7. 18.7 will be the face-off draw. Big save by Samsonov. Boom. Kachuk goes back to the bench. Well, I agree with that. I don't think CCL's group stages really mattered. I think they were right and still is straight to knockout. I don't think the CCL should have a group stage. I think it's a waste of time. I don't know. That probably should have been a penalty shot. Tavares, 3 seconds. Shot! Passed behind the net. That ends the period. That'll be 2-1 at the end of first. 2-1 Leafs. Leafs have the lead 2-1 at the end of the first. Not too bad. I'll take it. Boom. Kerfoot to open the scoring. O'Reilly to make it 2 on the power play. Lundell cuts it to 1. Leafs still have the lead, though. Well, that was the only first period. That was only the first period. Go Leafs go. Much better preparation this time in lines. I agree, but again, the first period, offensively, in the first game, the Leafs hemmed the Panthers in their own zone. The goals just didn't come on the power play. The goals came this time. I think that's the only difference, really, is the goals came this time. If the goals came last time, the 2 power play goals, they would have went to overtime at the very least. Who's to say that Florida scores 4 goals if the Leafs had those 2 power play goals with the other 2 they scored? Again, let's just say they do. They score those 2 power play goals. Game 1, they go to overtime. Simple as. So I don't think they were too bad in game 1, but the goals finally came here. I still don't like the Lundell goal. I think Samsonov could have done better on that. I think the defense could have done better on that, but the Panthers get greasy ones like that a lot. So, again, I think it's something to watch. Keith still using line 4 at the end against Tkachuk. Yeah, I didn't like it, but again, they've shut him down pretty well so far. Let's see how that turns. 82. Except for 2020. 2021, I should say. That was 50. But that was extenuating circumstances. But there have been shorter seasons. 2013, they had a shorter season because of the lockout. If there's another lockout, I guarantee you there will be a similar season to 2021. Maybe full on everybody plays. They don't just play their own divisions. They actually, or I guess their own divisions, but there wouldn't be a North Division. There would be Atlantic, Metro, Pacific Central. But it would be very similar if there's another lockout, which knowing the NHL, they're going to have a lockout. It's obviously going to happen. And they'll lose half the season. The World Juniors will play. Then they'll start the season. They'll have half a season. And knowing the NHL, every so often they have a short season. Of course, COVID was a different circumstance, but I agree with that. Didn't know this was actually live. I'm bored as shit right now, so thanks. No problem. But the Leafs are leading, so let's see what happens in the next 2 periods. They're playing well. They just got to keep playing the way they are. Go Leafs. Bandwagon the Leafs. Nice. After the Avs. Well, hey, at least the Bruins choked. The Avs don't look too bad right now. I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Florida knows how to get greasy ones. Google just told me the Leafs are favorites to win the entire thing. Be careful. Do I believe they are? After the first round, yeah. Do they need to actually do it? Yeah. Will I not really believe it till they do it? Yeah. So, then again, Money Puck said, who was favorites? The Knights? I'm sure that'll change after game 2s, but still. Sounds good. They got to get that O'Reilly line out more versus Tkachuk's line. I agree with that 100%. I think there's only so long you can play with fire if you're the Leafs with the 4th line against Tkachuk's line. And they're still playing with fire. Line 3 needs to be better deployed, but Keefe overanalyzes a lot. Yeah, I would agree. But again, He should get the blender out more, but line 3 needs to get against Tkachuk. That's their most tough line, I should say. That's their toughest line. Nice. How do points work? Are you talking about goals and assist points or standings points? Because in the NHL, during the regular season, you get 2 points for a win, 1 point for going to overtime, and if you win the overtime or the shootout, you would get that second point. So if you lose in overtime, you would get a pity point. So 1 point for losing in overtime, you would still get 2. The other team still gets 1 for losing, but you would get 2 if you win the overtime or the shootout. Losing gets 0, but there's 2 points for a win, 1 point for overtime loss, 2 points if you win overtime or shootout. No points for a regulation loss. So basically going to overtime shares the points, but if you win, you still get 2. But that only happens in the regular season. If you win a game in the playoffs, you win a game in the playoff. Keep ties. No. Overtime. Better. Sure. Last time Canada played Cuba, they boat raced them. 3 games in a row in 2019. You think they won't do it again? Come on now. Now, Canada-Guatemala, on the other hand, now that may be one of the best games of the Gold Cup, at least group stage. With that being said, we got to take a short break here. Take a break. Get ready for the second period. Don't really got to talk about the stats, but I've already said how I felt about the first. So, guess shoot the breeze when I get back, but sit tight. We'll be back. We back. Let's see here. How we doing? I hope so. I hope so. I was happy when he did it the first time. Let's hope he second favorite. Let's hope he does it another. I'll be happier this time, but still, I like O'Reilly anyway. So, watching the Leafs game, they lose this series. I don't know about you, but it's happy hour. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, as the great Alan Jackson once said. Technically, it's 8 o'clock over there. Really? Hey, that's a good time. Hey, good waiting. I wanted the Avs to trade for O'Reilly. We've been missing Kadri, and only Mikko and Nate can score. Evan Rodriguez had a good year, but he didn't completely fill the void. He used to play for the Pens, right? Injuries forced Stars to play wing, new Hook to play 2C, which isn't ideal. Yeah, Avalanche went through a lot this season, but they still played well, and sometimes defending the cup is a hard thing to do. Not everybody can pull a Tampa. Twice. Not everybody can pull a Tampa. So, thoughts on the CCL changing the final to one leg? Next year, I'm good with it because I think Champions League should have one-legged finals. I think the tournament should be 2 legs, but the final should be 1 leg. Whether it's going to be at the home stadium of the better team, which I think sort of defeats the purpose, but I'm sure they could put it neutral site, but would be interesting. But I didn't say all playoffs should be 2 legs or all finals of playoffs should be 1 leg. No, I think Liga MX being a 2-leg final is just right. The Liga final being 2 legs is just right. Repechaje being a one-off is just weird, so just imagine the final being 1 leg. At least we ain't Lampolay getting beaten 6 to a typical perennial choker, all respect to Toronto. No, none. No disrespect. No disrespect. So, no disrespect taken. I can't believe the Leafs did it either. Second period about to start. I agree with that. If there's anything that's rigged, isn't the NBA rigged? Or wait. I'm sure you'd rather say LeBron's 40 was rigged. I know. True. Second period about to start in moments. In moments. NBA script wants Jokic versus LeBron and Jimmy versus whoever, with Jimmy in the final and Jokic getting his ring. You know what? I wouldn't complain about it. We know. Hopefully we could change that. But as of now, Sadly, Draymond Green doesn't like Dylan Brooks because if he did, he could have went to the Warriors and got a ring. Or he could go to the Warriors and get a ring. My ring order of priority, Jokic 1, LeBron, Jimmy 2. So you win either way. Technically, second period starts. Here we go. Puck drop, 1953. 2-1, bad giveaway. Shot, save, goal! 2-2, Barkov puts one away early in the second. Barkov puts one away. Bad giveaway, and Florida makes some out of it once again. Duclair with the assist. Samsonov beat on his far side. Barkov. There's an early one there. No. 1941, 2-2. Offensive draw. Leafs let one in early. 2 goals for Florida after the Leafs' first 2. Still a tie game, but 1927. Shot blocked away. Samsonov let 2 soft ones in. Opens the net, gives them away. Behind the net. Plays back. Leafs got to find one. And they give it away. Bunting. And there's 3. And it's 3-2 Florida. Forsling. Florida makes their own luck once again. Forsling scores to make it 3-2. 9 shots to 16. And Florida gets one off another rebound or another giveaway. Florida has the lead. The Leafs get 2 and they give away 3. Florida scored 2 in the first 2 minutes of the period. Wow. I can't believe it. Gustav Forsling scores. I don't know, man. Sloppy as hell. Yeah, I agree with that. 1834, Nylander. Forsling, Kachuk assist. Of course, it was Kachuk's line. Behind the net. Net comes off the stanchions, and here we go. Kachuk assist on the Forsling goal. I still think the Lakers or Nuggets are going to win. Kachuk, most points in history for Florida. There we go. Behind the net, Liljegren. The Leafs have legitimately bottled a 2-0 lead. I legit can't believe it. 17:50. The Panthers have the momentum. 3 straight goals for Florida. Lundell, 11:13 into the first period. Barkov, and then Forsling. 17:34 left in the period. Behind the net. Can the Leafs tie it up? They need the next goal or this game could get wild. Shot blocked away. Behind the net. I want Everton to go to the championship. Me too. Told people to look out for the Warriors and nobody listened. I had them and Lakers as the biggest threats to Denver. I'm still shocked at the start of the second this team can never play a full 60-minute game. I would agree with that. Florida's damn good, though. They always find ways. Florida always finds ways to score. They're not anything to scoff at. Sadly enough, Shen plays on, shot, save by Bobrovsky. Marner, big hit. Shen plays on. Like, seriously, how can the Leafs have the lead and then proceed to bottle the whole thing? It's the Leafs. Who am I kidding? O'Reilly. The third line is on. O'Reilly gives it away. Behind the net for Samsonov. Cousins. Oh, Sammy almost gives one away. Nylander. 16:08. What I don't get is how the Leafs could just straight up, probably in the next will Newcastle win the Premier League soon? Probably in the next 5 years. I know Yahoo Sports is pretty good with NHL. There we go. Fourth line against Kachuk again. That's not great, no. What's with the frickin'... But seriously, what's with the wild cards just being great? Forsling 106. Plays forward. 15-21. Sam Bennett with 7 hits in the first. 46. There we go. Kraken's been great all year, and then the 1 seeds just weren't healthy or weren't ready for playoffs. And then Dallas are fraudulent, but the Leafs? Madrid fans are making excuses, yes. Jalen Brunson better than Kyrie, I agree. Matthew Knies will not return. Matthew Knies is hurt. Oh, no. That's not good. Nylander. Riley. Shot. Oh, what a save. So that's where we are. Knies is injured. Not great. This is not how I thought this game was going to turn out. Leafs take an early lead, then proceed to, well, it's the Leafs. I mean, why should I be surprised? But I thought this team was different. And then Knies gets hurt. We're halfway through the game, almost halfway through the game. The Leafs have time to tie this up and take the lead back. They do, but the momentum is not on their side right now. Shot saved by Bobrovsky. Herc recently said on Football America that LAFC is not the best MLS team in his opinion. Is the best team in MLS history in his opinion's 2017 TFC. For now, they still are. But if LAFC wins the CCL and wins another trophy, if they win 2 trophies this year with the CCL or CCL +1, it's them. But right now, it still is TFC 2017. Playing FIFA halftime. More fun for you than me. 14-11. Leafs lose the draw. And Bunting's line is out. Brody, Marner, Bunting. Well, okay, that makes sense. He's probably replacing Knies. Marner. Oh, what a hit from Mitch Marner. All right, Keefe will go back to 7-11 next game. Save behind the net. Yeah, I think Keefe will go back to 11-7. Kind of has to, considering, Knies is hurt. Best club for MLS all time is one who wins Copa Libertadores. We'll let Toronto go to Copa Libertadores, and then you'll get your answer. Stoppage here. Leon has awakened. Has MLS officially surpassed Liga MX if LAFC wins CCL? Yes. Yeah. Second period, almost halfway through the game. LAFC versus Leon, final prediction. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm not telling you what I think till right before the final, the 30th. So just wait. If Leafs drop this seriously, good luck in Florida. They might just get swept. They might just get swept. If they lose tonight, they may just get swept. Win the first round just to get straight up swept. Yeah, that's totally Leafs. Was it worth it? There's a chance, unfortunately, of a sweeper losing in 5 games if they lose this. Reverse 4-0 comeback. Leafs, let's go. It's 3-2. They still could come back. It's not like they're, well, knowing Bobrovsky, they may be in trouble, but they still got 30 minutes. Well, over 30 minutes to come back, to get a goal and hold on. Holding on is the hard part. 20 shots to 13. They lead in shots. 13-51. They have offensive zone face-off. and it just doesn't go their way. Shen at center. Panthers are doing 1996 Panthers. This is scary. Well, play harder and get traffic. I agree. I don't know what changed since their second goal, but has there been a comeback where a team's down 3-0 but come back and win 4-3 in a series? I think, didn't the Sharks let that happen to them? Didn't the Sharks let that happen to them when the Kings won the Cup one year? I think so. Keith blending, he's panicking. O'Reilly, Matthews, and Bunting. Actually, that sounds pretty good to me. That sounds pretty good. 13-12. Bunting dropped. That could have easily been a trip, but no. Three to 2 Florida. What if we're seeing the Bicampeon Leon 2013-14 make a return? Will LAFC stand a chance? It would be close, but yeah, they would stand a chance. But it would be a lot closer than we expect right now. 12:39. Why can't the Leafs stay hungry like Florida? I think the Leafs are doing the same exact thing the Bruins did. They thought they were the better team. They thought they were the better team. They thought that Florida wasn't at their level. Well, turns out, they are. Or they may not be, but they find ways to score. Leafs are doing the same exact thing the Bruins did. They're disrespecting Florida. Shen. $11:48 left in the period. 3-2 Florida. Shot off the post. Thank God. That could have been 4. $11:35. The Leafs are discombobulated right now, and look. Shot blocked away. Florida is just hemming them right now. That'll be cleared. Playing forward. Oh, what a save. Bobrovsky gets up there to bounce it back. I still believe Vegas to be in the final. What if Leon gets the power of Uribe Santos era? Someone has to drop the gloves or hit something. Yeah, here's the problem. That's not going to happen. I don't think Florida's going to fight. Tampa were chippy. Am I the only fan who would love to see a penalty shootout tournament? Yeah, me too. I would love to see it. I think Toronto would lose in the first round, but 10:28. Save. 10:23. That's going to be icing. That will be a face-off in the offensive zone. Getting to halfway through the game. Getting close to going under 10. $10:22, 22 seconds to halfway through the game. And as of now, the Leafs are losing by 1. 10:15. Oh no. Offside. 10:10. 3-2. Leafs dominated the first. The second has been Florida's. Brody. $9.50 left. Leon Campion CCL 2023. I'm calling it. I feel Leon's a flop, but in finals they wake up. Bobrovsky behind the net, clears it from the trapezoid. Liljegren off the wall, bounces perfectly for the Leafs. Tavares loses the puck, but finds it. Liljegren. Nylander chip, missed, past the post. No way. 9:04. Nylander carries into the zone. No offside. Chipped away. And there's a possible screw up here. Luckily, the Leafs get back. Sammy with a big save. 8:46. If only the Leafs scored on that second power play. If Madrid don't win UCL, they could get a hard group next year. Yeah, I could see it. 7:50, 3-2. We're past halfway through the game. The Leafs could rush. And it's given away. Liljegren tries to stretch past it, goes behind the net. Matthews tries to win it at the boards. He cannot. 6:48. Leon will win the first leg 2-0. Saw that Tati had her goal earlier today. He can't stop scoring since the mean-ass fake fans made him shut his social media accounts down from hollering at him too much. Hey, Tati's scoring goals. That's what he does. And he could do it anywhere. Sadly enough, Tati won't get a chance at Man City because they got Alvarez and Haaland. So, no. Well, actually, he could be a good Mahrez replacement. Plays on Tavares. Still with a puck. Kerfoot. Behind the net. Shot. Missed by Nylander. At least Nylander took that shot. Kerfoot misses. Leafs still keep it in the offensive zone. Shot. Past the post. 5:47. Player down. And it looks like that'll be a hot stick or high stick. Player got hit by something. Looks like the Leafs will be down. Mahura is bleeding from the nose. It hit the guy instead of the goal. Oh, I was like, okay. I was like, if that's a high stick, I'm scared because that would be a 4-minute. Don't tell me. Please tell me that was the puck. There's no high stick there. No high stick. They'll screw us, though. Nylander shoots the puck. Behind the net, it hits him in the helmet. It hits him in the helmet. JT, man, JT, please. Damn. See, that's why you don't take headers in hockey. And that's why you have a mask. Off the post, JT. 5:47 left in the period. Leafs down 1. 22 shots to 18, but the Leafs are starting to get their momentum back. But if this is a high stick, which it wasn't, which it wasn't, but why are they? Oh, no, I don't like the news of this. It hit him in the face. There's no high stick. Why are they debating this? He was bleeding because of the puck. Where? Why? Well, he missed that again. Damn, that's a lot of blood. NHL, please mandate full face masks like they have in college. There's no high stick. Are they saying Kerfoot got him on the reach around? No way. No. There's no high stick. Oh, no, we're about to get screwed. 4-minute minor. No way we're about to get screwed. We're about to get a 4-minute minor put on us. That was not a high stick. But the fact they were discussing it for that long, it was the puck. He's back. They'll take a break here. 5 minutes left in the period. Leafs are only down 1. Like, I get when you normally spew blood from your nose, it's a high stick, but not this time. They say Florida has a 62.1% chance of winning this game right now. But over halfway through the game. 5:47 left in the period. .547. I mean, I just don't see. If they're calling a high stick, I swear, it was not a high stick. It was a freaking puck to the face. Oh, boy. They're back. Why is DirecTV having a freaking cow right now, though? Looks like an offensive zone face-off, so that's the good news for the Leafs. No penalty. Hopefully, it looks like we have 5 on the ice. Yep, looks like we have 5. So, no, we didn't get jobbed. Thank God. 5:36 left in the period. 25-30 left in this game to at least get 1, if not 2. Riley brought down. They won't call a trip, which I think he sort of dived, but that's got to hurt, diving on the ice. No call. Shen. I don't think that was a trip. I think, well, if one wasn't a trip, I don't think the other one was. Matthews behind the net, back to Marner. Doesn't let it go. Brody. Smart play. Matthews, shot. Delayed penalty. The Leafs are going to the power play. But they will pull the goalie. Lafferty. McCabe. I'd get it out of my own zone first. Behind the net, shot. And that will go to the power play. 2 minutes. How did the Leafs go that one possession by the fucking shot on net? Easiest chances all game. Kerfoot missed and everyone followed suit. True, but At least they got on the power play. So it'll be 2:32 when the power play is over. They have a power play late in the period. Could the Leafs tie it up? Looks like Sam Bennett is going into the box. Yep, Sam Bennett to the box. That's not a good situation if you're Florida. Leafs going on to the power play. It's not a good situation if you're Florida. Sam Bennett is one of your best players, and he's off the penalty kill. Leafs need to score here. They got 2 minutes. Build some momentum here. Build some momentum. They need to build some momentum here. They've started to build some, but they need to build some more. Just like the first period, the Leafs scored 2 goals. The Panthers scored 1. The Panthers have scored 2 so far in the second period. Could the Leafs score 1 late to take this back to a draw? Bennett in the box. Bennett dropped Bunting, and that was the foul. Offensive zone face-off for the Leafs. As you should. O'Reilly. Morgan Rielly doesn't get the puck. Has to gain. They'll have to get the puck back. Matthews. They'll have to gain the zone with 1:46. That's a bad waste of time. Rielly steps back again. Another bad zone entry. Leafs do gain the zone. O'Reilly, Matthews. Tavares, Matthews, Marner, O'Reilly, and Morgan Rielly are on the ice. .119 left in the power play, and Florida looks like they'll stymie this one unless the Leafs could find a good zone entry and hold the possession, and that's a bad giveaway. Matthews, 1 minute left in the power play. Absolutely one of the worst power plays so far in the series for the Leafs. They've had some great power plays whether they've scored or not, but here they look like they're being stymied. 54 seconds. Drop pass from Rielly up to Marner. They're keeping the big boys on because at this point, Giordano is on. Giordano. Nylander. Shot! Tipped away. Rebound, but over the bar. Nylander. 30 seconds. Still with the Leafs. They finally get some sustained pressure. Nylander. 19 seconds. Back. Matthews. Nice save. Bobrovsky. Marner almost overskates, but then he does overskate. 3 seconds left in the power play. Full strength, 2:30 left in the period. Almost a bad giveaway. 7 power plays in the series, and the Leafs have only scored on 1. And this was probably the worst of the 7. 2:16. Giordano. Get the puck out. Rings it around the boards. Matthews puts it over. That was the closest chance on the power play. The Leafs have legitimately had a big, big power play game so far. 2:02 left in the period. Defensive zone face-off. 22 minutes left in this game. The Leafs, time is running out. Time is of the essence, and they need to score. Matthew Nyes injured in the first. Will not return. That's an offensive zone face-off with 1:54 to go. It's funny how the Leafs have only won one game in regulation this whole playoff. Every other game was an overtime win. Plays behind the net. Michigan. Riley misses. Big blocker away. Josh Mora hit by puck at 14-13 of the second. Return unknown. 134. Declare. 131. 3-2. Florida. 127. $119. Like, overall, the period really was just a bad minute. It was just a bad minute that really put the Leafs behind the 8 ball, but that might be what decides it. They came out flat. They've started to get better throughout the period, but then the Florida Panthers have just absolutely tightened up on the Leafs. 51 seconds. 47 to go. $35 seconds. Getting to the last 30 of the period. 20 minutes, 25 seconds. $20 seconds. What's the best restaurant you've gotten breakfast from? Would Denny's count? 13 seconds. If Denny's doesn't, I guess Mr. Pancake in the Wisconsin Dells. I think that's what it was called, was Mr. Pancake. 2-1-0. And that will be second period's over. 3-2. I think there was a trip to end the period, but 3-2 Panthers to end the period. Denny's counts, but Mr. Pancake is a good non-chain one. That's the only non-chain one I haven't been to. Yep. Looks to me the Leafs will start the third on a power or the penalty kill. Right, if it is rightfully so. I mean, like, damn. That Tavares one did hit the post if that went in. $7-Eleven had the best breakfast. What the hell? Second period is over. 3-2 Florida. Another 40 or another 20. Could the Leafs score 2? in the third, or will they only score one, or will they score nothing? Doesn't look to me like they're giving away that penalty. 69.4% for Florida, 69.6, 70.5 right now. And no penalty given. They'll get away with it, the Leafs. Looks like it so far. We'll take a short break, come back for the stats. Well, not the stats at the half, but I'll talk about the second period, and we'll be on our way. Sit tight. We're back. Yeah, if Panthers score, it's over, and the Leafs are going to get swept. Yeah, I would believe that. Yeah, I believe that. Sounds about right to me. They still haven't put the penalty on Marner yet, but it's going to be a power play. I would believe so. That was a total trip. I don't blame them. It should be a power play. Don't disagree. That was a total trip. Looked like it was on Marner. Saved by the bell, but starting the third period down one with a penalty kill. without our best penalty killer, at least our best penalty killing offense forward skater. Ooh, I don't like it. I don't like it. But if Florida scores and they start hot on that power play, Leafs have to kill that penalty. They have to kill that penalty. DQ has the summer blizzards back. I just get the Oreo blizzard. I don't really like the summer ones. Oreo, if I do, it's Oreo. If the Leafs go deep into the playoffs, no. Definitely this weekend I won't be. If the Leafs get knocked out pretty quickly, I'll probably watch the rest. The only reason I was able to do all the League MX East Clubs Aura playoffs last year was because the Leafs got knocked out by the Lightning. They made the second round, and they're just crapping the bed. Which, does it surprise me? Not really. But we got out of the first round. For what? To get owned by the Panthers? Matthews took the penalty. Oh, well, if that's Matthews, I'm okay with it. Second period very soon. But yeah. It's funny how every Leafs win so far in this playoff, besides game 2 of round 1, was overtime. So Leafs need to score a goal, if not 2, in the third period. And if that means they win in regulation, that's great. If that means they go to overtime because they allowed another, I'll take it. They haven't lost in overtime yet. So we got another 20 minutes. But again, there will be a power play for the Florida Panthers to start the third period. The Leafs have to kill this penalty. If they don't, I think you can kiss this one goodbye. 4 straight Panthers goals, that's not a good way to somehow get back into this one. It's just not. We got another 20 minutes. Oreo Brookie Blizzard is vanilla ice cream, brownies, and Oreos. I want to try that. Actually, you know what? Sure, yeah, I would try that too. Second half's about, not the second half, the third period's about to start. 2/3 through this game. And the Leafs have to kill this penalty, then score. Can the Leafs turn this game around? They did start to turn it around halfway through the second period. It really was. The Florida Panthers winning this game was one giveaway late, middle of the first period, then 1 minute, one hellish minute in the second period. Other than that, the Leafs overall haven't sucked, but they definitely have handed the Panthers the lead. Overall, they've handed them the lead. Again, just like game one. Just like game one. The Panthers are doing damn well, I can tell you that much. They're a worthy opponent. It's called a watch-along. I show it. Copyright strike, can't do it. Pretty much like radio. But the Panthers are a worthy opponent. Seems to me like the Leafs are doing the same thing the Bruins did. Same thing the Bruins did. Disrespecting the Panthers. Thinking that it should be easy to beat the Florida Panthers. It is not. The Florida Panthers are playing more like their President's Trophy selves than the barely got into the playoffs selves. Boston played themselves. Boston didn't respect Florida. They blew it. Leafs not respecting Florida. That it's going to be a hard series. And here we are. Leafs are falling into the trap, of course. Yep. Florida's a good team. Florida's a damn good team. And the Leafs also sort of got lulled into a false sense of security, taking a early two-goal lead. But again, a 2-0 lead is the most dangerous lead. Paul Maurice is a damn good coach. People were questioning that hire now. That's not now, that's for sure. If we're being honest, in between Pat Quinn and Babs, Paul Maurice is probably the Leafs' best head coach. In between, I'm going to say Babs, okay? Not Keefe, I'm going to say Babs. Basically, in between Pat Quinn and the Shanna plan, the Leafs' best coach is Paul Maurice. Even though they barely missed the playoffs, they still were a point away from making the playoffs in 2008 because of Paul Maurice. When the Leafs were absolutely crap. So, now I respect Paul Maurice. I do. They could have done better. I have a soft spot for the guy. I do. As a coach, I do have a soft spot for the guy. Because when the Leafs were really crap in between 2004 to the Shanna plan years, pretty much a decade, the dark decade, Paul Maurice was their best coach. Well, besides 13, I guess. But, well, let's be honest. That was because that was a short season. If there was a second half to that season, the Leafs would have not made the playoffs in 2013. That was the most fraudulent playoff appearance ever. And then the way it ended just shows you. Everyone slept on the Panthers. They did. I did too. Are you interested in the U20 World Cup starting in a few weeks? Am I interested in it? Yes. Am I covering it? No. Can't do everything. There's not 5 of me. Can't do everything. Second period's about to start. Another 20 minutes left in this game. Leafs will start on the penalty kill. Yep, Austin Matthews, 2 minutes for tripping. Sounds about right. That sounds about right. 2 minutes for tripping for Austin Matthews. Rightfully so. That was a clear trip. They should have given it. I'm not going to complain about it. Even if the Leafs allow one, I'm not going to complain about it. It was rightfully a trip. Cotton candy is trash. Are we going to debate candy now again? Cotton candy, I don't think it's trash. Now, other flavors are better than others, but I don't think it's trash. Cotton candy blizzard can go. I don't know about you, but if you've ever had the blue cotton candy ice cream at Cold Stone, that's pretty good. And the period has started. The Leafs are on the penalty kill. They send it down the ice to start off. As of now, 150. Matthews called for tripping at the end of the second period. As the buzzer sounded, Kampf, can they get a shorty? Here, a shorthanded goal. 136. Leafs so far are stymieing the Panthers' power play. That may be the way they don't. That may stop it, though. 125, halfway through, looks like the Leafs, as of now, will kill this power play. But again, they have another minute and 15 to kill it. Panthers are 0 for 1 in this series on the power play. This is their second power play. 1:05 left in the power play. 19 minutes left in the period. They're down halfway through the power play, halfway through the penalty. Leafs have killed the penalty so far. Goes behind the net. Ekblad. Luckily, Achari gets to clear. Blocked away. Clear, yes. Kachuk, Verhaeghe, Lundell, Montour, Ekblad on the ice for this power play. 30 seconds left in the PK. Honestly, you could add on about 10 seconds from that to get full strength fully. 25. 21 seconds. Verhaeghe tipped away, center, 15 seconds. Block, yes, 10 seconds. The Leafs look like, so far, they will kill this penalty. Officially, yes, they have, but they have to get a couple seconds for Matthews to get back on the ice, and he is. Saved by Samsonov. They have killed the penalty. They have killed the penalty. 17:53, 3-2. The penalty has been killed. Penalty's been killed. Samsonov makes a couple of saves. The Leafs, good for them. The first minute, they pretty much keep the Panthers tight into their own zone. They dropped the puck in a couple of times. Really only took a minute. Gave Florida a minute to score or really get some good chances. Defensive zone face-off. Florida wins, but Leafs could play forward here. 17:42. Giordano. Can the Leafs find a goal? They have to. 2 minutes through this third period. Giordano can't get to the puck. Oh boy. Clear. Giordano. Oh! Crossed past the goal mouth. If Matthews was right there, he would have scored a goal. But even Giordano, it looked like that angle was actually going to put it into the net. It actually did. 17 minutes. That's a good start. That's a very good start. Very good start. 16:56. Chip, Yarncrook doesn't get to it. Florida on the rush, 3-on-3. Behind the net, the Leafs have Tkachuk defended away. Good stick check. Shot blocked away. Luckily, nothing happened there. Leafs almost fell apart defensively there. Cross in, Tavares, shot, save! What a save! Bobrovsky. Tavares was right there. No way. 16-16 left in the period. The Leafs look like they have the momentum. They killed the penalty. Florida 0 for 2 in this series on penalties or power plays. Leafs have killed both. Leafs are 1 for 7 on the power play, so honestly, not much better. Tavares stoned. I can't believe it. He had the shot like he had a perfect run. And Bobrovsky was right there. And they put out the third line again, Kampf. Little bit too slow on that puck, McCabe, but okay. Luckily, no defensive mistakes on that. Oh. Dropped him on the wall. Gudis. Again, those Gudis stands were like, oh, guess what? They could throw him into the... He would have thrown Gretzky into the third row. No, did you just see Gudis get rolled? Play the puck. Yes, Achari. Oh, my word. And that's not a high stick? You're out of your mind. Liljegren. They have to go back. Nylander loses the puck. Nice poke check there by the Florida Panthers. Achari. 14:40. The Leafs have momentum. Bad news is Bobrovsky again is stonewalling these guys. Shen. Marner. Blocked away. Good defensive play. Matthews. Brody. Tips. Doesn't take the shot, actually. Feints it. Brody. Marner. Big slap shot. Marner can't lose the puck because the stick was gone. Matthews. Shot. Save. What a save. Bobrovsky. He doesn't freeze the puck. Leafs almost still have it, but they don't completely lose it. 13:37. McCabe. 13:28. Tavares. Shot. Oh, my word. The Leafs are peppering on chances, but it just isn't flying. 31 shots to 23. The Leafs are out shooting the Panthers. Shot! Over the net, but it gets all the way behind. Rings around. The Leafs are putting on shots. 31 to 23. Out shooting by 8 at this point. Leafs can't score. It's not for a lack of trying. It ain't for a lack of trying, I can tell you that much. Giordano almost puts one in. Nylander. Off the post. Off the crossbar. If Nylander puts that an inch lower, that's a tie game. Is that going to be the one we look back on? Who knows? So far for the Leafs, a perfect third period. A perfect third period for the Leafs. If you didn't think they needed a goal, but so far, the situation is there. The play is there, but they need a goal. They need a goal. 13:10 left in the third. Almost 50 past 50 away, or almost through 50 minutes of the game. 74.8 is Florida's win percentage, the probability right now. One bad minute in the second period, and the Leafs are trying to find it. They're bound to score by the end of the period. The problem is, you don't know if Florida will. Need flying cars. Well, I mean, I think we're probably on our way to flying cars. And AI taking over the world and longevity treatments, curing aging. I think at some point we'll be there. I think it all is sort of a one in the same type thing. I think if the singularity happens, they'll cure aging. If the singularity happens, which it should within the next 10 years, if we're even being pessimistic. I mean, look at ChatGPT. Hell, look at those AI generating pictures. How we doing, Brazy? Public transit needs to have eject buttons where once you're where you're at, you could just eject yourself. That actually is. Yeah, but how we doing, Brazy? But Dolly, like the picture generators, like look at those a year. The pictures look so much realer than what they did about. I mean, it's possible. I mean, if the singularity happens, it's possible it gets to a situation like that, yes. I'm not saying we want an evil AI, but there's a possibility that AI is evil or doesn't have any morals. It's possible. Nylander shot! Oh, the tip doesn't go in! Morgan Riley, 12 minutes to go. It could. Nylander gets the puck back to Marner. Bad giveaway. Leafs still with it. Marner. McCabe puts it behind the net. What I'm trying to say is if the AI coexists with humans or becomes what I'm trying to say is there's one of two situations. AI either coexists with humans or it basically ends the world and only keeps the useful humans to it, which God knows who knows how many that is. 11, getting under the 11-minute mark left. The Leafs, 10:45 left in the period. Liljegren. 10:37, 3-2. The Leafs get it back. No icing. Leafs have sustained pressure here. That's the good news. Bad news. Offside. Nope, they wave it off. Leafs playing with heart like they're on life support. Well, it's more like the last gasp, you know? Panthers living on thin ice right now, and somehow they score another with the way this series is gone. Or we score right at the end to send it to overtime after pulling the goalie. Our luck. Nylander. And he loses the puck on the rush. McCabe plays it to Riley. Back to McCabe. They drop back a little bit. .924. O'Reilly. And it's icing. Defensive zone face-off. .920. He got to it. Why is it icing? But .920, the Leafs are dominating this period possession-wise and shots-wise. Hoping the Panthers FAFO. Yeah, me too. They should have already. I mean, the Leafs did first, but 31 shots to 23. That's gone up. That's probably gone up. Tavares. The Panthers have not had a shot at all since the power play, I don't think. This has been all Leafs since they've got to full strength. Are Leafs paying the refs? No. The refs are against us. What are you talking about? The refs suck in Stanley Cup playoffs, but it seems like they're shot. What a save by Bobrovsky. That was right at him, though. Matthews, McCabe, wrister. McCabe plays back to Marner. Still onside. McCabe. Long pass. The center misses. 3-2, Florida still. Didn't know you did hockey as well. Thought you were a soccer specialist. Hockey's my 1A favorite sport. It's football than hockey. So, shot. Blocked away. That was the Panthers' first shot since the power play. Oh, no. Nice block. 8:02 left. Pretty much it's football and hockey for me. Barcelona versus Chelsea has to be one of the worst refereed games I've ever seen. In football, yes. Have you ever watched hockey? Oh, there have been some bad ones that are even more disgraceful. It could get way worse, especially in the playoffs. Stoppage of play here. The Leafs are dominating this period. Bad part is they haven't scored, but they've had a lot of chances. They're bound. I'm not a Euro snob and I call it football. I'm an anti-Euro snob and I call the thing football. So, let's see. Damn, Florida's on a freaking 5-game winning streak so far. 84.9 winning percentage. Four shots on goal for Austin, 5 for Marner, 3 for Ryan O'Reilly, 5 for Tavares, 3 for Nylander, 1 for Achari, 1 for Bunting, 2 for Kerfoot. 2 shots on goal for McCabe, 1 for Brody, 1 for Riley, Morgan Riley. 3 for Luke Shen, 2 for Giordano. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 from our defensemen. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Yeah, 34 shots. That sounds about right. Way more. 8:02 left. You watch professional lacrosse? Sometimes. Barcelona should have been up 3-0 in the first leg in the first place. Talk about Chelsea. I do watch lacrosse sometimes. Professional. Yeah. Sometimes. Leafs defensive zone face-off. Plays it back. Neutral zone. Lost the puck. Kampf, 7:47. Behind the net, Kerfoot tries to play it behind. Puck battle. Kerfoot basically plays it to himself. Lafferty behind Riley. That'll be offensive zone face-off. Bobrovsky. Used to have a team down here called Atlanta Blaze. They folded. One free ticket to Rogers Center with free flat transportation. Which seat do you choose there? Ooh. Honestly, behind home plate. 14 goals scored within 5 seconds of a face-off in this playoff. So, behind home plate. I mean, those social areas are pretty good too. But I don't. Honestly, next to the bullpen seems pretty cool too with the new bullpens. 7:05. Leafs win the draw. Given away. Streaking. Big save, Sammy. Had to make that save. 6:51. 25-33 on shots. Tipped away. Leafs clear off the glass. Tavares. Tavares. Still Florida. Not bad. I choose outfield social areas on like level 2, but home plate's always prime. There's a lot of good areas in Sky Dome now. Like, it's a hard choice. Like, before them, I would have said home plate straight up. Now with the social areas, there's multiple. Samsonov pulling his weight, especially after that start of the second. He has to. 6:02. 6:02. Under 6 minutes. Getting closer to the final 5. The Leafs are dominating this period in the offensive zone. They're hemming the Panthers in the zone. We're either going to run out of time or they're going to score on us. Whether that's empty netter or a bad turnover, way too late, right before we have to pull the goalie, I'm not sure. How we doing, Rebel? 5:28. I feel some bad vibes. Saved by Sammy. 5:17. 33 shots to 27. Five minutes. 5:30. I'm glad there's a part 2 to Rogers renovations. Makes it look less like an 80s USA multi-sport stadium. Well, technically it's 90s, but sure. I agree. Oh boy. No goals in the third period yet. The Leafs have been a bit unlucky to not score. Hell, they should be leading right now. Thoughts on the Vegas MLB stadium renderings? I haven't seen them yet. I haven't seen them. Hold on. Let me check. I can't find anything. Glad Coors Field turned theirs into a longest social space. Takes a shot, blocked away. 450. Leafs running out of time. Saved by Sammy. Panthers are bending but not breaking just yet. I like how all the upper decks are smaller and more geometric. Baseball upper decks are cringe. I would agree with that, yeah. Nylander took the shot. Big blocker save by Bobrovsky. 4:41 left in the period. The Leafs need to score. Behind the net. 4:30. 3-2. 1 goal to send it to overtime, 2 to win outright, or just win in general. Will they get both this period, or will they just get the 1 and then go to overtime? Giordano gets pushed off the puck. 4:07. Shot blocked. Oh, what a save. Sammy. Bunting chasing the puck. Bats it down. Marner opens up into open ice. Not smart. 3:45. Ooh, boy. Morgan Rielly wins the puck battle. Ryan O'Reilly to play forward. .327. 3.5 minutes. 3:18. The Leafs will have to pull the goalie soon, and that's what you don't do to pull the goalie. What in the hell are we doing? Nylander behind the net. Tries to, oh, whoa. Kampf lost his stick. Samsonov plays it round the ice. 2:45. McCabe with the puck. Kerfoot. 2:35. Bobrovsky puts it round. Gets in the trapezoid. Puts it round. Samsonov almost plays it straight to traffic. That was not smart. Leafs 2:14. The final 2 minutes. Matthews. Oh, what a save, Bobrovsky. They still haven't pulled the goalie yet. 1:56. Drop pass to Brody. 1:47. No goalie pull yet. They have pulled Sammy. Matthews rings it round. 3 goals with an extra skater in the playoffs for the Leafs. They have emptied the net. Nylander plays on. Save from Bobrovsky. They have an offensive zone face-off. They will keep the net empty. Popsicles or ice cream during the summer? It depends. Personally, ice cream. That also doesn't take into account shaved ice either. 1:28 left. Tying Bobrovsky's skate here. 1:28. Oh. The Leafs have to score. They've gained the momentum throughout this period. They have to score with 1:29 left. They have to win the face-off. They have the extra man. 1:28, a minute and a half to go to send this to overtime. That's pretty much the choice. They have tied Bobrovsky's skates back on. 1:28. The Leafs looking for. They basically got a timeout here. To draw up a play. They basically get a timeout here to draw up a play. They got to win the face-off. This last minute and a half. John Tavares has won 9 of his face-offs against Reinhart, only winning 3 of his 11. Nylander, Tavares, chip down, Marner, 1:19. Almost under a minute. Long puck, Riley. Marner. Turns, Marner. Still. 1:04. The last minute. Marner, slap shot. Nylander. Can't. O'Reilly. 53 seconds. .45. Shot! Tipped! Blocked away. The Leafs have to go down. 33 seconds. Gain the zone. They do. Wheels around. 20 seconds. Shot. 13 seconds. Riley. And that'll be off the post. 4 seconds. But not enough time. The Leafs are going down 2-0. The Leafs lose. They put on a great effort in the third period, but 2 early goals in the second period by the Florida Panthers put the Leafs down, and they're down 2-0. That's game. The Leafs are going down to Florida down 2-0. They have to win both. They have to win both down in Florida. They totally can. The Leafs are down 2-0 to the Florida Panthers. Bobrovsky's going to steal this series. You're damn right he will. Hell. 2 goals wasn't enough. 2 early goals wasn't enough if this continues. The Leafs, Bob is doing a Carey Price. Yeah, he is. except the Leafs are down 2-0. I'm starting to get a bit worried. We won the first round for what? To get Bobrovsky. Well, there you go. If you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put us in play. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll put the review out within the hour. And Florida wins. Leafs down 2-0. They have to win 4 of 6. And definitely 3 in Florida. If not 2 in Florida and 2 in Toronto. Basically, you can't screw up now. Could they have 4 perfect games? Could they have 4 games where they just... Yeah, definitely. It's not over, but it's definitely not a good position to be in. But with that being said, I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you later.